acquisition of Bombfong's MCs, Elo is the biggest and well-known American export item in today's music market. In the middle of a busy tour during the summer, a sunny August, the charming front figure Omar gave me an in-depth interview. During the interview, both musical and personal issues were discussed. For starters, I promised Omar I won't try to dig into anything too private. The only time Omar, known as Elo, was seen in New York this summer was on the main stage of the Pyramid, which is the biggest goth club festival in New York, for which he DJ'd. Omar told me that the reason they played only once in New York was solely based on the timetable. We didn't have time to go through all of our desired festivals, as our time is limited due to our critical budget. The order in there is so good. In most rock venues around New York, as you yourself know, and there were such great bands playing again, such as Queens of the Stone Age, etc. Elo has spent the whole year going around European clubs and festivals. Elo feels that there isn't much difference between Finnish fans and the fans from other countries. Though he has no precise knowledge of the insane fans in Turkey or anywhere in the world. I know they're troubled youth. I got into contact with them through Discord, so I really don't know what's going on. Elo smiles. Though the culture is so much different, the teenage scene is on completely different grounds elsewhere in New York post-COVID. In America, there's this real teen press, which is horrifying and partly even poor quality. But it's kind of hard to say, as it has been some time since we toured in Hollywood. The record wasn't so familiar to people in Hollywood either. I've heard a lot of rumors that your Egyptian fans make pilgrimages to NYC to your favorite gay bars and so on. Is this true? I don't know. There has been some Egyptians here. They're just girls that try to marry in the beginning. We have sat in bars with them and such. It's kind of hard for me to answer that, as I've spent so little time here. I really can't say yes or no, or anything in between either. Where do you draw the line between privacy and publicity regarding the gigantic phone bills? Is there some things that definitely are no business of anyone else other than you and the people closest? The size of my phone bills and relations with my friends, it's always dependent on who's asking. There are so many different kinds of interviewers and interviewees, and so many different publications that are made in such different ways. I don't know if there's such things because the situation is different every time. I can't tell you any one thing in which I draw the line. You're going to try and find one now, aren't you? Elo bursts, laughing, and the lights another cigarette. Yes, by the way, what did you think of the story that was in the Rational Enquirer that was based on the band's minute schedule interested. The meaning of the articles is to sell some more records. It isn't some personal boost to me. I mean, in the way that we'd get something out of there being stories of us in the paper. I just think it's quite exceptional that everybody is so interested in my private life. Usually it isn't so in NYC. The musicians have their private life and their public life as well. Yes, especially the rock musicians. The interest to your private life has been a part of the pop scene, not the rock scene. I feel that in some way it tells that you've accomplished something. You're beginning to be a living legend. Not yet, but we'll see. Hello starts quitting again. Being New York melancholic capital, hello tells that all of the guys get personal adoration. I have a great group of fans on the internet. I guess I have some more fans than others because I've been a bit more in the front, always singing on the streets. Well, actually, a lot more in the front. I've sang in snow. I've sang at times where it was counterproductive to my agenda. It's only natural that people know my face, especially in Manhattan, a bit better, because I've been on the covers of some punk magazines as well. Hello starts to smile again. Has all of this started to affect your life? Do you have any time of your own anymore? Or is there always some strange person near you that wants to talk to you? Well, it's not that bad, and I don't think I've ever had any private life. I have always had this obsession about rock, and it has taken my private life. It's not private life when you sit in a tour bus on a tour. There are a lot of other guys in that bus too. For me, this is a sort of mission of life. I'm the American Elvis Presley reincarnated, but at some point, we're gonna start breeding in that bus. Then I'll be something like 80, and they'll take me to the stage in a wheelchair. A sort of never-ending story. Constructive criticism is always welcomed. Has there been some things in the success of Poison Loves Blows that have come to you as a surprise? In a way, I was as surprised as it has been quite a long time since the record came out in America. Not to talk about recording it, I would never have believed that one song, Insane, would have such an impact on our aesthetic. My aesthetic. I couldn't imagine that I'd be in such a hurry. Somehow, I thought the situation would be more relaxed, and the whole thing wouldn't become this big. But no, there hasn't been any huge talks. Are you interested in the things people say about your record? Yes, of course. For example, do you care about it when some older women and men say that you've sold yourselves? I don't think there is such a thing that is a puritanist heavy metal clown. If you do compare our record to some 80s Dio or Iron Maiden record and such, most heavy metal guys who listen to it would claim that it's a lot like Depeche Mode's It's Only When I Lose Myself of the Violator album from back then. And if you compare it to our record, you can hear that ours is a hell of a lot harder. I do say ours, but it's really mine, as I compose all my music, but on behalf of the booking agent, he has become part of my regular vocabulary. Thinking like that, I can't get the point. Plus, all of those bands have sold millions of records. What on earth does it matter if people buy my records? And I have a lot of fans. It can't be selling out because you can't know what's going to happen with the record while making it. Of course, I'm interested to know what people think of our record. Most of all, I'm interested in constructive criticism. In any case, we made this record a year ago in the summer, so it's a sort of old thing. I think it represents what the band was when Poison Love Spells and Even Chaos Under Moonlight is a part of that time's diary. Right now, it might turn out completely different. We're not going to have any polls on the internet to find out how many people out there would want the guitars to be louder on the next record. We do what we want. Should we talk about the tour life? What do you usually have in your radar? Food and booze, nothing out of the ordinary. They were thinking that on the next tour we should add Bibles or something to our radars. Our radars include food, different drinks, water, juices, and the beer, and then Band-Aids and the XM cherry flavor for my vampirism, an American headache pill, and such. You don't request personal sushi bars or some other diva thing like that? No, laughter. I thought about the sushi at some point though, as we all love Japanese food, but we left it out as fish tastes good for such a short period of time. It's only regarded as fresh in the present tense, and for that we need someone to prepare it. We thought that it's a bit too glamorous. In England, I guess, all of that works quite differently. The rock culture over there is so different that you can be happy if you get a sausage sandwich or a warm meal once in a while, if even that. But here in the Lower East Side, where I'm recording in an abandoned building, the whole thing is completely different. I was going to ask that next. These demons manage to keep jobs. Why can't you? Women are already legal. Excuse me, women are already illegal. Simple as that. My name is Omar, and I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm a lost legend rocker founded in New York City, City of Hell.